Hogla and her sisters, trailblazers for women's rights in the Bible. Imagine losing your dad and instantly, unequivocally, losing every right to the land you grew up on. No will, no legal loophole, just a deafening silence where your future used to be. That's exactly what faced 5 Israelite sisters. But instead of accepting it, they marched right into Israel's Supreme Court, think ancient tent flap version, and against all odds, rewrote the law forever. But what happened next would change the course of history forever. In a world run by men, where women often faded into the background, 5 sisters simply refused to be erased. Their father, Zelophehad, had died without a son, which meant their family name was about to vanish, and their cherished farm was practically up for grabs. But here's the kicker. Instead of quietly bowing to the system, these women stepped up, spoke out with clarity, and in doing so, compelled God Himself to change the rules. How incredible is that? The Israelites were camped on the edge of Canaan. Moses, their legendary leader, was busy assigning real estate. The rules were straightforward. Sons got the land, daughters received dowries. No sons, no share for the family. That's where Zelophehad's girls, Mahlah, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirzah, enter the picture. They lived in Manasseh's sector, tending their olive groves. When their father passed away, whispers started. Neighbors eyed their property, murmuring, "Looks like it's going back to the tribe." The sisters watched every acre they'd nurtured begin to slip away into legal limbo. You might expect them to mourn in whispered resignation. But these weren't ordinary women. Instead, they huddled inside their tent, not for tears, but to hatch a bold, audacious plan. Hebrew tradition tells us they timed their move with surgical precision, waiting until Moses was teaching inheritance law at the tent of meeting. Talk about perfect timing. They rehearsed their argument, honing it until it was sharp. Our father's name matters. Why should it vanish from Israel simply because he had no boy? They practiced, 5 distinct voices blending, until their plea sounded like one powerful, undeniable truth. Can you picture the scene? Thousands of Israelite men waiting for Moses' next ruling. Suddenly, into this assembly stride 5 women. Every sandal echoing on the hard ground must have felt like a drum beat. They walked directly to the front, standing before Moses, Eleazar the priest, all the tribal chiefs, and the entire congregation. Their hearts must have been pounding, but Milcah, with incredible steadiness, opened their case. Why should our father's name disappear from his clan merely because he had no son? Give us property among our father's brothers. No shouting, no protest signs, just a righteous, logical question aimed straight at justice. Moses, Israel's greatest prophet, was utterly stumped. The Torah had no clause for this. It was an oversight in the established order. But instead of a quick, dismissive denial, he did what every truly great leader should. He admitted the gap and immediately took it higher. The entire camp held its breath. If God said no, these sisters would become a mere footnote. But if God said yes, history itself would pivot. Then, in Numbers 27, the verdict dropped, a thunderclap of divine justice. What Zelophehad's daughters are saying is right. You must certainly give them property as an inheritance among their father's relatives and give their father's inheritance to them. Boom, new case law. God not only sided unequivocally with these courageous women, but also wrote this groundbreaking precedent directly into Israel's constitution. Daughters would inherit when there were no sons, followed by brothers, then uncles. Think about it. 5 women had just quite literally edited the Bible mid-scroll, but the story doesn't end there. Fast forward to Numbers 36, and a new wrinkle emerges. The male tribal heads began to panic. What if these heiresses married outside their tribe of Manasseh? Their inherited land could jump to another tribe, causing chaos. So, the sisters returned, not with another demand, but with a quiet, thoughtful agreement. They consented to marry within their own clan, balancing their newly won personal freedom with the crucial need for communal stability. These weren't just women who demanded rights. They were women who understood the intricate dance of nation-building, guarding the nation's economy with their wisdom over simple victory. Have you noticed how many biblical women remain nameless? Not these five. Mahlah, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, Tirzah, each name etched twice in Scripture. A rare honor. Jewish sages claim this recognition equals that of the greatest warriors, because preserving a name isn't just about remembrance. It's about preserving a story, a legacy. And their story, a testament to courage and conviction, fuels every future generation. Even today, modern activists and legal scholars still cite this remarkable case. It's hailed as one of the earliest legal victories for gender equity, proving that even within deeply patriarchal systems, courageous voices can carve out new, more just paths. So when people claim religion always oppresses women, point them directly to these five incredible sisters. Point them to the women who didn't just ask for change, but convinced God Himself to rewrite the rules. So, what can we take away from this ancient yet incredibly relevant narrative? First, ask boldly. They didn't riot. They reasoned eloquently. Second, know your stuff. Their argument hinged on identifying one missing clause. Third, accept follow-up responsibility. Rights gained often require safeguards and careful consideration for the greater good. Justice, it turns out, is rarely a one-time event. It's an ongoing commitment. If this powerful story of courage fired you up, please hit that like button, share it with someone who might think the Bible ignores women, and drop a comment below. Which biblical woman inspires you most? Don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories, straight from Scripture. Hogla and her sisters. They walked from helplessness to history makers, all in one courageous conversation. They proved that faith, combined with savvy argument and unwavering conviction, can overturn any unjust law. The next time you feel too small to change the system, remember these five women. Remember how they stepped into a tent, spoke their truth to power, and walked out not just with land deeds, but with a legacy that still echoes loud and clear through the millennia.